And we are live, everyone. What's going on? It's your boy King Gabe here, and we about to go into Deuteronomy again. Chances are I might be finishing it today. Um, I forgot to post this, so I did do a weekly update, but I forgot to post it around like I usually do after doing it. Usually I'd have that posted and everything before you know going into my next stream like right now. So it's gonna so I'm gonna try to get it posted up before I go into my midnight shift there. I know it'll be a little late, but like I say, it will that way you guys can check it out. And yeah, I mentioned in there that I had like I was gonna do like today and tomorrow do streams for the Bible reading, but like I say, now that still could happen, but it's possible with because I got a pretty good amount of time. It's daylight and everything. Not had as they've been off today, got rested pretty well. So there's a chance that I could get going and get through the rest of this today. Um, and if that be possible, then yeah, which it should be, if that be possible, um, we will be done finished Deuteronomy today, and I will immediately as soon as I finish Deuteronomy, but if we get all through the chapters, and that way Joshua can start next week. Um, I'll I will immediately, along with posting the weekly update, I'll go on and set things up for a video premiere tomorrow night. So yeah, so let's go on and get into this. So as I say, we can have a shot at that there. So here we go. Offerings for chapter 26. Offerings of first fruits and tithes. Yeah, make sure them tithes there. When you come into the land that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance, and have taken possession of it and live in it, you shall take some of the first of the fruit of the ground, which you harvest from your land that the Lord is giving you, and you shall put it in a basket, and you shall go to the place that the Lord your God will choose to make his name and dwell there. And you shall go to the priest who was in the office at the time and say, I declare to the Lord that I have come into the land that the Lord swore to our fathers to give us. Then the priest shall take the basket from your hand, and set it down before the altar of God, and you shall make response before the Lord your God, a wandering Amorite who was my father, and he went down into Egypt and sojourned there, few in number, and became a great nation, great, mighty, and I thought it was prosperous, but it's Populous, populous. And the Egyptians treated us harshly and humiliated us and laid us on hard labor. We cried to the Lord our God, our fathers. He heard our voice and saw our affliction, our toil, and our oppression. And the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and outstretched arms, with great deeds of terror and signs and wonders. He brought us into this place and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And behold, now I bring the first of the fruit of the ground, which you, O Lord, have given me, and you shall set it down before the Lord and worship the Lord your God, and you shall rejoice in all the good that the Lord your God has given you and to your house, you and the Levite and the sojourner who was among you, when you have finished paying all the tithe of your produce in the third year, which is the year of tithing, giving it to the Levite, the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow, that they may eat within the towns and be filled. And you shall say before the Lord your God, I have removed the sacred portion out of my house. Moreover, giving it to the Levite, the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow, according to all your commandments that say, your commandment that you have commanded me. I have not transgressed any of your commandments, nor have I forgotten. I have not eaten of the tithe while I was mourning, or removed any of it while I was unclean, or offered it to the dead. I have obeyed the voice of the Lord my God. I have done all according to that you have commanded me. Look down from your holy habitation from heaven and bless your people Israel and the ground that you have given us, as you swore to our fathers, the land flowing with milk and honey. This day the Lord your God commands you to do these statutes and rules. You shall therefore be careful to do them with all your heart and all your soul. You have declared today that the Lord is your God, and that you will walk in his ways and keep his statutes and commandments and his rules and obey his voice. And the Lord has declared today that you are a people for his treasured possession, as he has promised you, and that you are to keep all his commandments, and that he will set you in praise and in fame and in honor, high above all nations, that he has made, that and that you shall be a people holy to the Lord your God, as he promised. Then got the altar on Mount Ebal. Now Moses, in this 27th chapter, now Moses and the elders command the people, saying, keep the whole commandment that I command you today, on the day that you cross over the Jordan to the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall set up large stones and plaster them with plaster. You shall write on them the words of his law. When you cross over to enter the land the Lord your God is giving you with milk and honey, the Lord your God, your fathers, has promised you. When you have crossed over the Jordan, you shall set these stones up according to what I've commanded on Mount Ebal, and you shall plaster them with plaster. And there you shall build an altar to the Lord your God, an altar of stones. You shall wield no iron tool on them. You shall build an altar on the Lord to the Lord your God of uncut stones. You shall offer burnt offerings on it to the Lord your God. You shall sacrifice peace offerings and shall eat there. Rejoice before the Lord your God. You shall write on the stones all the words of this law very plainly, and the curses of Mount Ebal, Ebal. Then Moses and the Levitical priests said to all Israel, keep silent and hear, O Israel, this day you have become the people of the Lord your God. Therefore you shall obey the voice of the Lord your God, keeping his commandments and statutes which I command you today. Today Moses charged his people, saying, when you have crossed over the Jordan, these shall stand on Mount Gerizim to bless the people, to bless Simeon, Levi, bless the people, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Joseph, and Benjamin. And these shall stand on Mount Ebal. For the curse, Reuben, Gad, Asher, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. And the Levites shall declare to all the men of Israel in a loud voice, cursed be the man who makes a carved or cast metal image to an abomination to the Lord, a thing made by such hands of a craftsmanship, and sets it up in secret. All the people shall answer and say, amen. Cursed be anyone who dishonors his father or his mother. All the people say amen. Amen. Curse anyone who moves into his neighbor's landmark. Curse in, and each one ends with, and the people also say amen, by the way. Cursed be anyone who misleads the blind on the road. Cursed be anyone who perverts the justice due to a sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow. Cursed be anyone who lies with his father's wife because he has uncovered his father's nakedness. Cursed anyone who lies with any kind of animal. Oh boy. Cursed be anyone who lies with his sister, whether the daughter of his father or the daughter of his mother. Cursed be anyone who lies with his mother-in-law. Cursed be anyone who strikes down his neighbor in secret. Cursed be anyone who takes a bribe to shed innocent blood, and cursed be anyone who does not confirm the words of this law by doing them. And to all of those, all the people should say, Amen. Chapter 28, obedience and disobedience. Oh boy. And if you faithfully obey the voice of the Lord your God, be careful to do all his commandments that I command you today. The Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you if you obey the voice of the Lord your God. Blessed shall you be in the city. Say, be in the city, and blessed be you in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of the womb, and the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of the cattle, and the increase of your herds and your young and the flock. Blessed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed you shall be when you go out. So I like that song. We're blessed in the city. We're blessed in the fields. We're blessed when we come and when we go. We cast out every. Yeah, yeah, we are blessed. We are blessed. We're blessed. We are. That's a good. That was a song there. I remember doing a music video to that song with footage, I think, from a service from my brother's church there. Yeah. All right, so the Lord is giving you. The Lord will cause your enemies who rise against you to be defeated before you. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you in 7 different ways. And the Lord will command the blessing on you and in your barns and all that you undertake. He will bless you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. The Lord will establish you as a people holy to himself, as he sworn to you. If you keep the commandments of the Lord your God and walk in his ways, all the people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of the Lord. They shall be afraid of you, and the Lord will make you abound in prosperity, in the fruit of the womb, in the fruit of your livestock, the fruit of the ground, within the land that the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. The Lord will open up his good treasury, the heaven, and give you rain on your land. Say, rain or like melodies from heaven there. Yeah, will give you rain on your land in its season, to bless all the work of your hands, and you shall lend to many nations. But you shall not borrow. The Lord will make you the head, not the tail. You shall go up, not down, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today. Be careful to do them. And if you do not turn aside from any of the words I command you today, to the right or the left, say to go, say, which I command you today, to the right hand or to the left hand, to go after other gods to serve. So say, if you do not turn aside. Yeah, definitely don't be serving them other gods there. But if you do not obey the voice of the Lord your God, or be careful to do his commandments or his statutes that I command you today, then all these curses shall be upon you and overtake you. Cursed shall you be in the city and cursed shall you be in the field. Cursed shall be in your basket and your knitting bowl. Say, cursed and your young of your flocks. Cursed you shall be when you come in, and cursed you shall be when you go out. When the Lord will send his curses, confusion and frustration, all that you undertake to do, until you are destroyed and perish quickly on the account of the evil of your deeds, because you have forsaken me. The Lord will make the pestilence stick to you until he has consumed you off the land that you are entering to take possession of it. The Lord will strike you with wasting disease and with fever, inflammation, fiery heat, with drought, blight, and mildew. They shall pursue you until you perish, and the heavens above over your head shall be bronze, and the earth under you shall be iron. The Lord will make the rain of your land powder. From heaven dust shall come down on you until you're destroyed. The Lord will cause you to be defeated before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. And you shall be a horror to all the kingdoms of the earth. And your dead body will be food for the birds of the air, for the beasts of the earth. There will be no one to frighten them away. The Lord will strike you with the boils of Egypt, the tumors, the scabs, the itch of which you cannot be healed. The Lord will strike you with madness and blindness and confusion of mind, and you shall grope at noonday as the blindness grope in the darkness. You shall not prosper in your ways. You shall be only oppressed and robbed continually, and there shall be no one to help you. You shall betroth a wife, but another man will ravish her. You will build a house, and you shall not dwell in it. You'll plant a vineyard, but you won't enjoy its fruit. Your ox will be slaughtered before your eyes, but you won't eat any of it. Your donkey will be seized before your face, but you shall not be restored. The sheep will be given to your enemies, and no one will help you. Your sons and your daughters shall be given to other people while your eyes look on and fail longing for them all day long. But you shall be helpless. A nation that you have not known shall eat up your fruit of your ground, and all the laborers shall be oppressed and crushed continually. So you are driven mad by the sights you see before your eyes. The Lord will strike you on the knees, on the legs with grievous boils that you cannot be healed, the sole from your foot to the crown of your head. Back to that part about the enemies there. But the enemies, this started reminding me of what we'll be getting to a little bit further in the future of the Old Testament in the book of Daniel, about old King Belshazzar. It reminded me of something that happened with him. So, and it's the Lord will bring you and your king, whom you set over the nation, that neither you nor your fathers have known, and there you shall serve other gods of wood and stone, and you become a horror, a proverb, and a baywood among all people. Where the Lord leads you away, you shall carry much seed in the field, and shall gather in a little, but locusts shall consume you. You'll plant the vineyards and dress them, but neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for worms will eat them. You shall have olive trees throughout your territory, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil, for the olives shall drop off. You shall fathers, sons and daughters, but they shall not be yours. They will go into captivity. The cricket shall possess the trees and the fruit of the ground. The sojourner who among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and shall come down, and you will come down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He will be the head, and you shall be the tail. All these curses shall come upon you and pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God and keep his commandments and the statutes he commanded. They shall be a sign and wonder against you and your offspring forever, because you did not serve the Lord your God with joyfulness and gladness of heart, because of abundance of all things. Therefore, you shall serve your enemies whom the Lord sent against you, in hunger and thirst and nakedness and lacking everything. He will put a yoke of iron on your neck until he has destroyed you. And the Lord will bring a nation against you from far, far away from the end of the earth, swooping down like an eagle, a nation whose language you do not even understand, a hard-faced nation who shall not respect the old or show mercy to the young. It shall eat the offspring of your cattle and the first of your ground until you are destroyed. You shall not leave your grain, wine, or oil, or increase your herds or the young of the flock until they have crushed you to perish. They shall besiege you in, making sure I didn't turn 2 pages, in until your high and fortified walls which you trusted shall come down throughout the land. They shall besiege you in all the towns which the Lord your God has given you, and shall eat the fruit, and shall eat the fruit of your womb, your flesh, and of your sons and daughters, whom the Lord his God has given to you in the siege, and in the distress which your enemies shall distress you. The man who is the most tender and refined among you will begrudge food to his brother, to your wife he embraces, and to the last of the children whom he has left. So he would not give to any of them any of the flesh of his children which he is eating, because he has nothing left. In the siege of distress with which your enemy shall distress to you in all your towns, the most tender and refined woman among you, who will not venture to set the sole of her foot on the ground because she is so delicate and tender, will begrudge to the husband she embraces, say, to the son, to her daughter, and her afterbirth that comes out from between her feet and her children whom she bears, because lacking everything, she will eat them secretly in the siege with the distress which your enemy shall distress you in your towns. If you are not careful to do all the words of the law which are written in the book, that you may fear his glorious, awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring on you and your offspring extraordinary afflictions. Say, afflictions serve and lasting, and sickness grievous and lasting, and he will bring upon you again all the diseases of Egypt which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you, every sickness also, every affliction that is not recorded in the book of the law. The Lord of this law, the Lord will bring upon you until you're destroyed, which you were as numerous as the stars of the heaven. You shall be few in number because you did not obey the Lord your God. And as the Lord took delight in doing you good and multiplying, the Lord will take delight in bringing and ruining and destroying you, and you shall be plucked off the land that you are entering to possess. And the Lord will scatter you among the people from one end of the earth to the other. You shall serve other gods made of wood and stone, which neither you or your fathers have known. And among these nations you will find no respite. There will be no resting place for the sole of your foot. But the Lord will give you there a trembling heart, failing eyes, the languishing soul, and the life shall hang in doubt. Before you night and day there shall be dread. You shall have no insurance in your life. In the morning you will say, if only it were evening. And at the evening you say, if only it were morning. Because of the dread that your heart shall feel, the sighs that your eyes shall see. And the Lord will bring you back in ships to Egypt, a journey I promised that you would never make again. And there you shall offer yourselves for sale for your enemies as male and female slaves, but there will be no buyers. Oh boy. So that's why they say obedience is better than sacrifice. Chapter 20. Oh, that's not. Oh, that's my finger rubbing. I thought I heard something coming in the door. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Chapter 29. The covenant renewed in Moab. These are the words of the covenant that the Lord commanded Moses to make with the people of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant he had made in Horeb. And Moses summoned all of Israel So you have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, the Pharaoh and all his servants and all the land, the great trials. Your eyes saw these signs and great wonders. This day the Lord has not given you a heart to understand, or eyes to see, or ears to hear. I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not worn out on you. The sandals have not worn off your feet. You have not eaten. You have not eaten bread, and you have not drunk wine or strong drink, that you may know that I am the Lord your God. And when you came into this place, Siloam, the king of Heshbon, of Og, and Og, the king of Bashan, came. When you came to this place, Siloam, say, they came out against us to battle, but we defeated them and took their land and gave it to inheritance for the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of the Manassites. Therefore, keep the words of this covenant and do them that you may prosper in all that you do. You are standing today all before the Lord your God. Almost making me think of when Joshua was speaking to them in the Battle of Jericho, which will be coming up soon now. You are standing, your little ones, your wives, and your sojourner who is in the camp, from the one who chops the wood, the one who draws your water. So you may enter into the sworn covenant of the Lord your God, which the Lord your God is making you today. He may establish you today as his people, and that he may be your God as he promised you and swore to your fathers Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. It is not with you alone that I am making this covenant, but with whoever is standing here with us today before the Lord your God, and whoever is not standing with us today. You know how we lived in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the midst of the nations through which you have passed. You have seen their detestable things, their idols of wood and stone and silver and gold, which were among them. Beware, lest there be among you a man or a woman or a clan or tribe whose heart is turning away from the Lord, turning away today from the Lord your God, to go serve other gods of these nations. Beware lest there be among you a root bearing poisonous and bitter fruit, one who, when he hears the words of this sworn covenant, blesses himself, saying, I shall. Oh, okay, gosh. A little shipment somewhere there. Okay. Checking that. And the Lord shall say, okay, right. Oh, yeah, right. Blessed be among you. When he hears the words of the sworn covenant, bless himself, saying, I shall be saved and walk in the stubbornness of my heart. This will lead us to the sweeping away of moist and dry alike. The Lord will not be willing to forgive him, but rather the anger of the Lord and his jealousy will smote against man. Remember, the jealousy of the Lord is, why are you settling for that when I'm giving you the best. Okay. It said the Lord will single him out from all the tribes of Israel for calamity and accordance with all the curses of the covenant written in this book of the law. And the next generation of your children who will rise up after you, the foreigner who comes from the far land, will say, when they see the afflictions of the land and the sickness which the Lord had made sick, the whole land burnt out with brimstone and salts, nothing sworn and nothing gallon, where no plant can sprout, and overthrow like that of Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what I was thinking of there, Sodom and Gomorrah. Ammah and Zebulun, which the Lord overthrew his anger and wrath. All the nations will say, why has the Lord done thus to this land? What caused the heat of his great anger? And the people will say, it's because they abandoned the covenant of the Lord, the God of their fathers, which he has made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt, and when they served other gods and worshiped them, gods whom they had not known, whom they had not been allotted to. Therefore, the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land, this land, bringing all the curses written in this book, and the Lord uprooted them from the land in anger and fury and great wrath, and cast them to another land, as they are this day. Secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. And now for chapter 30, repentance and forgiveness. They kind of make me think of a song from Miley Cyrus, Forgiveness and Love. And when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, you call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord has driven you, and return to the Lord your God, you and your children, and obey his voice and the command which I give you today, with all your heart and all your soul. Then the Lord your God will restore you to fortunes and have mercy upon you, and gather you again from the people where the Lord your God has scattered you. If your outcasts are in uttermost parts of heaven, from the Lord your God will gather you, and from there he will take you, and the Lord your God will bring into you the land your fathers possessed, that you may possess it, and he will make you more prosperous and numerous than your fathers. And the Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your offspring, that you will love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul, that you may live. And the Lord your God will put all these curses on your foes and enemies who persecuted you, and you shall say again, obey the voice of the Lord and keep all his commandments I have commanded you today. The Lord your God will make you abundantly prosperous in all the work of your hand, in all the fruit of your womb, and the fruit of your cattle, and the fruit of the ground. For the Lord will make you a delight in prospering you, as he took delight in your fathers, when you obey the voice of the Lord your God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in the book of the law. When you turn away from the Lord your God with all your heart, when you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul, and the choices of life and death, for this, or the choice of life and death, this commandment I command you today is not too hard, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that you shall say, who will ascend the heaven for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it. It is not beyond the sea, that you should say, who will go over the sea and bring it to us, so that we may hear it and do it. But the word is very near you. It is in your mouth and your heart, and you can do it. See, I have set before you today life and good, and death and evil. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, I command you today, by loving the Lord your God and walking in his ways, keeping his commandments and his statutes and his rules, you shall live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to take possession of it. But if your heart turns away and you do not hear the you not and you will not hear, but you are drawn away to worship other gods and serve them, I declare to you today, you shall surely perish. You shall not live long in that land. You are going that you are going over the Jordan to enter and possess. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore, therefore choose life, that you and your offspring may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying his voice, and holding fast for him. That's what holding fast to him. He is your life and length of your days, that you may dwell in the land that the Lord swore your fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to give them. Chapter 31. Joshua succeeds Moses. Before Joshua getting in here. So Moses continued to speak these words to Israel and said to them, I am 120 years old today. Wow. I kind of I'm not completely sure about this, I kind of assumed that Pastor Odom from my old church in Bethlehem may have possibly got past 100 too. You never know. Like I say, I'm just assuming that there. But this right here is true though. It says Moses, he's 120 years old today. I'm no longer able to go out and come in. The Lord has said to me, you shall not go over this Jordan. The Lord your God himself will go before you. He will destroy the nations before you, so that you shall dispossess them, so that you shall dispossess them to them. They dispossess them, and Joshua will go over at your head, as the Lord has spoken. And the Lord will do to them what he did to Sihon and Og and the kings of the Amorites in their land when he destroyed them. The Lord will give them over to you. You shall do according to the whole commandment I have commanded you. Be strong and courageous. Do not fear and be of dread of them, for the Lord your God goes with you, and he will never leave nor forsake you. Remember that line. The Lord will never leave nor forsake you. There. That's what they should have remembered a while back ago. It's them 12 spies went out, and 10 of them was like, no, there's giants over there. We can't win. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him, in the sight of all Israel, be strong and courageous, for you shall go with this people into the land the Lord has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you shall put them in possession of it. The Lord who goes before you will be with you. He will not leave nor forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. Then Moses wrote this law, and gave it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and all the elders. And Moses commanded them at the end of every 7 years, set a time of release for the feast of the booths, when all Israel comes and appears before the Lord at the place he will choose. You shall read this law before all Israel hearing. Assemble the people, men, women, and little ones, and the sojourner with you, your towns, that they may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, and be careful to do all the words of this law, that their children who have not known it may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as you live in the land you are going over the Jordan to possess. And the Lord said to Moses, behold, the days approach when you must die. Call Joshua to present yourselves before the tent of meeting, that I may commission him. And Moses said to Joshua, and Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves to the tent of the meeting. And the Lord appeared in the tent in a pillar of cloud, and a pillar of cloud stood over them at the entrance of the tent. The Lord said to Moses, behold, you are about to lie down with your fathers. Then this people will rise, whore after the foreign gods among them in the land that they are entering, and they will forsake me and break my covenant and that I have made with them. Then my anger will be kindled against them, and I will forsake them and hide my face from them, and they will be devoured. And many evils and troubles will come upon them. So that they will say this day, have not these evils upon us, because of our God is not among us. I will surely hide my face in that day because of all the evil they have done, because they have turned to other gods. Now therefore write this song and teach to the people, put in their mouths, that the song may be a witness for me against the people of Israel. For when I have brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey, which I swore to give to their fathers, and they have eaten and are full and grown fat, and they will turn to other gods and serve them, and despise me and break the covenant. When many evils and troubles have come upon them, this song shall comfort them as a witness, for it will do even today. Before I have brought them back brought them back before I brought them into the land. That's okay. That's what it's saying. Into the land I swore to give them. So Moses wrote this song And the Lord commissioned in the same day and taught it to the people of Israel. And the Lord commissioned Joshua, the son of Nun, and said, Be strong and courageous, for you shall bring the people of Israel into the land I swore to give to them. It will be with you. It will be with you. When Moses had finished writing the words of this law in the book at the very end, Moses commanded the Levites who carried the Ark of the Covenant, take the book of law and put aside of the Ark of the Covenant, and the Lord your God may be therefore a witness against you. For I know how rebellious and stubborn you are. Behold, even today, while I'm yet alive of you, you have not been rebellious against the Lord. But how much more after my death? Assemble to me all the elders, that your tribes and your officers may speak. Your officers may I speak. Let me click this up because it's blocking my chat there. Okay, there we go. Yes. So it says, speak of the. Oh yeah. So Moses, okay, and he finished writing it. Take the book of the law and put it aside in the Ark of the Covenant, and the Lord your God may be there for witness against you. I know how rebellious. Okay, I read that one. Assemble against the Lord. Say, for I know after my death you will surely act corruptly and turn aside from the way I commanded you. In the days to come, evil will befall you, because you will do what is evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger with the work of your hands. In the song of Moses, Moses spoke the words of this song until they were finished in the ears of the assembly of Israel. Okay, I don't know what the rhythm of the song was, but I'm going to give it a shot. It might be a little spoken word like T.D. Jakes there. Give ear, O heavens, I will speak, and let the earth and the words of my mouth, may my teaching drop as rain, and my speech to seal as the dew, like a gentle rain upon the tender grass, and the light showers upon the herb. I will proclaim the name of the Lord, ascribe greatness to our God. The rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are justice, the Lord of faithfulness, without iniquity, just and upright as he. They have dealt corruptly with him. They are no longer his children, because they are nimid. They are crooked and twisted generation. Thus you thus repay the Lord for your foolishness and senseless people. Is he not your father who created you, who made you and established you? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you. The elders, they will tell you. When the Most High gave to the nations their inheritance, when he divided mankind, he fixed the borders of the people according to the number of the sons of the God. But the Lord's portion of his people, Jacob allotted for his heritage, and found them in the desert and in the howling waste of the wilderness. He encircled them and cared for them. He kept them in the apple of his eye, like an eagle stirs up his nest, fluttering over its young, spreading out his wings and catching them, bearing on his pinions. The Lord alone has guided him. No foreign God was with him. He made him right high above on the high places of the land. Of the land, and he ate the produce of the field. He suckled them with honey out of the rock, and oil with the flunny rock, curds from the herd, and milk from the flock, and the fat of the lambs, rams and Bashan and goats with the very finest of the wheat. And and you drank foaming wine made from the blood of the grape. Well, it's a long song here. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked you grew fat, snout and sleek. For then forsake God who made him. He scoffed at the rock, yeah, and of his salvation. They stirred him in jealousy. Strange gods with their abomination. They provoked him to anger. They sacrificed to demons that were no God. Oh boy. Gotta be careful who praying for you too. You don't know what they think. They might be serving something wholly different from the Lord there. Okay. They stir up with jealousy with strange gods. With abomination, they provoked him to anger. They sacrificed to demons that were no God. God. Oh yeah, sacrifice. Okay, so abomination, sacrifice to demons that were no God. To gods they had never known, whom your father have never, you know, have never dreaded. You are, you are unmindful as the rock I stand before. I sit there as the rock the rock who gave you birth there. The Lord saw it and spun them because of the provocation of his sons and daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end will be. For they are a perverse generation. But they children in whom is no faithfulness. They have made me jealous with what is no God. They have provoked me to anger with the idols. So I will make them jealous with those who are no people. They will provoke them to anger as with a foolish nation. For the fire is kindled in my anger and burns to death. They burn. Oh yeah, they burn to anger with a foolish nation. My fire is kindled like by my anger, and it turns up it burns up the depths of Sheol, Sheol, when the earth and also sets on fire the foundation, and I will heap disasters upon them. Oh yeah, okay, now we're strapped by the mountains, okay. And I will spin my arrows on them. They will be wasted to hunger, devoured by the plague and poisonous pestilence. I will send the teeth of beasts out against them, with the venom of things that crawl in the dust. Outdoors, the sword shall bear. Outside, the sword shall be raised. Okay. Mm-hmm. And indoors terror, young men and women alike, nursing child with a man of gray hairs. Gray hairs. And I would have said, I will cut them to pieces, but I will wipe them from human memory, and I will not leave them north. They leave them north is a oh I'm trying to where I'm at. Nurse, I say I will cut them to pieces, wipe them from human memory. Had I not feared provocation by the enemy, lest the appetizers should misunderstand, lest they should say, our hand is triumphant. It was the Lord who did all this, for they are a nation of counsel. There is no understanding like them. If they were wise, they would understand this. they would discern the latter end. How could one have chased out 1,000 and two have put 10,000 to fight unless their rock had sold them? The Lord had given up on them. If their rock is not our rock, our enemies are beside them, they are by themselves. For their vine comes from the vine of Sodom, and from Sodom, and their fields of Gomorrah, their grapes grapes of poison. Poison. Their clusters bitter. Wine, clusters are bitter. Their wine is poisonous. The wine comes from the vine of Sodom and from the fields of Gomorrah, and their grapes are grapes of poison. Their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of serpents and the cruel venom of apes. You gotta get some little more water in here. Almost like a little charge there. It is not laid up in the store with me, sealed by my treasures, in my treasures. Vengeance is mine, and recompense for the time when when their foot shall slip, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and their doom comes swiftly. The Lord will vindicate his people, and I have compassion on his servants when he sees their power is gone, and there is nothing remaining, bond the free. When he says, he will say, where are the gods, the rock in which they took refuge, who ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of the drink offering? Let them rise and help you, lest them be your protection. I see now, even I am he. There is no other God beside me. I will kill and make alive. I wound and heal. There is none that can deliver out of my hand. And I will lift up my hand to heaven and swear as I live forever. If I sharpen my flashing sword, okay, and my hands take hold of judgment, I will take vengeance on my adversaries. I will repay those who hate me. I will make an arrow drunk with blood, and my sword, and I will rejoice with him, O heavens. And they bow down to him, all gods there. Okay. For he avenges the blood of his children, takes vengeance on his adversaries, repays those who hate him, cleanses his people's land. Moses recited all these words of this song for the hearing of the people. And Joshua, the son of Nun, when Moses finished speaking all these words, he said to them, take in your heart all the words which I am warning you today, that you may command them to your children, and they may be careful to do all of the words of his law. And for it is no empty word for you, but your very life. And by this word you shall live long in the land you are going over to the Jordan to possess. And then Moses' death is foretold. And the very day the Lord spoke unto Moses, go up this mountain of Abram, Mount Nebo. Mount Nebo and the land. Mount Nebo. Oh boy. These words I want. Jericho, view the land I'm giving. Mount Nebo and the land of Moab, opposite Jericho, and view the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the people of Israel for possession, and die on the mountain which you say, which you go up and be gathered to your people. Aaron, your brother, died at Mount Hor, Hor, which was gathered to his people, because you broke faith with me in the midst of the people of Israel at the waters of Meribah Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. You did not treat me as holy in the midst of the people of Israel, for you shall see the land before you get before you shall not go there into the land which I am giving to all the people. Then Moses' final blessing, the blessing in which Moses, the man of God, blessed all his people before his death, he said, the Lord came from Sinai and dawned on Seir upon us. He shone at Mount Paran. He came from 10,000 of holy ones, flaming fire in his right hand. Yes, he loved his people. All his holy ones were in his land. They followed in your steps, receiving direction from you. When Moses commanded us the law as the possession for the assembly of Jacob, thus the Lord became king in Jeshurun. And when the hands of the people had gathered all the tribes of Israel together, but Reuben, that means but Reuben live and not die. Oh, hear the Lord on the voice of Judah, and bring him into his people with your hands contended for him, and help against his adversaries. Oh, give to Levi your Thummim, some weird word there. Say Thummim, and your Urim, say Urim, to your godly one. And when you tested Manasseh, whom started to want to say, when you quailed at the waters of Meribah, whose father was it? Who was it according to the waters of Mara? God, the waters of, who said of his mother and father, regret them not. Regret them not. He disowned his brothers and ignored his children. They observed your word and kept your covenant. They shall teach Jacob your rules, Israel your law. They shall put incense before you, hold burnt offerings on the altar. Bless, O Lord, his substance, and accept the work of his hands. Crush the lions of his adversaries who hate him, and they shall rise not again. The beloved Lord dwells in safety. The high God surrounds him all day, dwells in his shoulders. That was the Benjamin. Benjamin said, now Joseph, blessed be the Lord be his land with the chosen gifts of heaven above, and of the deep that crouches beneath with the choicest fruit of the sun, and the rich yield of the months, with the finest produce of the ancient mountains, and the abundance of the everlasting hills, the gifts of the earth, its fullness, and the favor, of him who dwells in the bush. May these rest on his head of Joseph, on the pate of him who prints among his borders, the firstborn bull, his majesty, and his horns, all the horns of a wild ox. With them he shall gore the people, all of them, to the ends of the earth. And there were 10,000s of Ephraim, 10,000s of Manasseh, and Zebulun said, rejoice, Zebulun is going in your going out, Issachar in your tents. They shall call people to their mountains. They shall offer right sacrifice. They shall draw from abundance of the seas and the hidden treasures of the sand. And of Gad, he said, blessed be the one of the largest Gad, crouches like Gad, like a lion, tears off arm and scalp. He chose the land the best of the land for himself, for there a commander portion was reserved. And he came with the heads of his people, of the people of Israel. He executed the justice of the Lord, the judgments of Israel. Dan, he said, Dan is a lion's cub that leaps from Bashan and of Naphtali. He said, "Oh, Naphtali, sated with favor and full of the blessing of the Lord, possesses the lake of the south, and the south, and of Ashtar." He said, "Moses, blessed be the sons of Astar, lest them be favorite in his brothers, and let him drop and dip his foot out of the oil, and your ears shall bear the burning. So your bars shall be of iron and bronze, and all the days you shall be sought, your strength be. There is none like God, O Jeshurun, who rides through the heavens to your help, through the skies, his majesty, eternal God, his dwelling place underneath the everlasting arms. And he thrusts out your enemies before you, destroy, he says. And so Israel lived in safety, Jacob lived alone in the land of grain and wine, and in the land of the grain and wine, the shield of your health and the sword of your triumph, and you shall tread upon their backs. And then the final chapter 34, we got it. We got it. The death of Moses. This where, let's say, Moses' finale here. When Moses came to the plains of Moab and Mount Nebo, top of Pisgah, which was opposite of Jericho, and the Lord showed him all the land of Judah. Showed all the land, Gilead, as far as Dan and Naphtali, the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah, as far as the western sea, the Negeb, the Negeb, the plain as the valley of Jericho, the palm trees as far as Zor. And the Lord said to him, "This is the land I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and giving your offspring. I have let you see it with your eyes, but you shall not go over there." So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord, and he buried him in the valley of Moab, opposite of Beer Peor, but no one knows the place of the burial unto this day. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was undimmed, and his vigor unabated. And the people of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab for 30 days. And the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. Joshua, the son of Nun, was full of spirit and wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands upon them. So the people of Israel obeyed him and did as the Lord commanded Moses. And there has not arisen a prophet since in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. None like him, for all the signs and wonders the Lord had him do in the land of Egypt, the Pharaoh and all his servants of the land, for all his mighty power and great deeds, the terror that Moses did in the sight of all of Israel. And we have done it. I know you might know that was kind of, and to say I was fighting through it there. So like my mom wrote in one of my baby books, Gabe has been known to fight his sleep there. So yeah, but now they say glory be to God, we have gotten through it. I'm getting in position for the next Bible read next week. So we'll be starting in the book of Joshua next week. Say be on vacation. My final vacation of this year from Kroger, of course. Kind of get me rested up for the holidays and stuff there. So, ooh, yes. So, like I said, so yes. So everything has been taken care of today for the Bible. So So now I'm going to close this out so I can get the video set up to drop to you guys on Thursday. So until then, yeah, like I said, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and get our available books. Support us on that Patreon, just like Iceman Universe, and check out all his stuff and everything that he got to offer, as well as also support the Miracle Crew. Yours truly, King Gabe and Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, and EJ the Supreme. And just like you hang out with us in these live streams, also hang out with us on Discord and Facebook. And let's still just stuff on the McCary app. And without further ado, we'll see you in the next live stream or video. Y'all take care, everybody. Peace out.